Hey guys, welcome back for another edition of Rate My Base. So we're going to go in and look at the spells because I believe they've updated once. So Hammer Strike is still level 9, Poison 7, Firestorm is going up to 6, and I believe the big thing was that we upgraded our Sword Rain to level 5. Now it's going to do 1,259 damage. So it should be able to kill most Pyromancers and most Arb Blasters in one hit. So we have a couple people here that want to be attacked. So the first one is XYI. So pulling him up. So XYI, he has tons and tons of these guys. I don't even know what they're called. I know they spell poison. Um, we're going to go pull up the stats on those now since you can actually see them a little bit here. So we'll get rid of our tower real quick. So they are called Snake Towers. They seem to be weakish, 46 damage, but it hits everything in that area, so a group of knights isn't very effective against it. So we're probably going to be wanting to use a lot of ranged troops. It's got 50% resistance to piercing, so arrows aren't good against it. It's got a lot of life. It's got 5,700, which is a ton of life. It is weak to blunt, so cannons. So it seems like cannons are the way to take that down. Because I haven't had too much trouble with the snake towers, but the poison is very annoying, and he does have a lot of them, so that's going to be interesting. That with the mortar, I think it's a little overkill on the poison aspect. Oops, excuse me, because just one mortar is fine, and one mortar in about every other wave, because the mortar puts down the spike bomb, and the spike bomb has like a lingering effect that will also poison any troops that go over that spot for the next like 5 seconds or so. Don't know the exact duration, but the poison actually lingers on the ground. So I believe he has some mortars too. So this is going to be very interesting to see what kind of setup he has. I like his curving here. The only downside to that is if he has 2 waves in the beginning, the one wave that's coming and then the other wave that's coming here, then they both kind of like meet in this intersection while your troops are here, and then you could sword rain and kill both of them. That's something I'm going to be looking forward to. I'm not going to pop my sword rain right in the beginning to kill just this one. I'm going to try and wait for the second wave to come and try and get 2 for the price of 1. So then I only have to deal with the 1/3 wave. So that's the only thing there. The barricades and everything are spread out really nice, so you're not going to be able to take them out with the Apocalypse Scroll. There's not much buildings and stuff on this side, so he's really relying on his barricades to hold the fort. And with it doesn't appear like he has any arrow towers, so once you get to this side, you're going to want to make sure you have a fire spell. Fire spell towards the end of the life of this barricade, break that one down, run up, touch that, so you can get those 2 started, and also hopefully start burning these guys on the side here. And then so once you get past these 3 here, you're going to be rushing with your hero over here to protect all your troops that are walking by. With this setup, I really like cannons, and the mortars are going to be very similar to that because they have super long range and they sit over here and they don't die in one sword rain. So yeah, so this setup is going to be nice. We'll see. He has tons of pyromancers, which shouldn't be a problem because I should be able to kill them in one hit now. So yeah, so that's basically it. We're going to keep the same formation. I really wish I had the art blasters unlocked in this one because I definitely would want to use them here. So I think I'm gonna put archers on, so I can hope that some of the archers will pick off some of the lone mages over here. So I'm gonna get rid of the paladin because the paladin is super weak to poison, and that just eats through his life. So we're going to equip the archer. And then we're going to go ahead and attack him. Hopefully he's not online. Okay, so he does have an arrow tower. So here's his first wave of troops. And then there's a second wave. That's a very good setup. He has mortars back there. So yes, I wasn't able to kill those guys in one troop. So he actually did a really cool setup because he knew that people were going to probably sword rain him right there. So I'm staying on the far corner to try and make sure that the mortars can't hit me. To run back. I'm going to call these guys back. When the mortar actually, or the cannon actually took out his his firebolt tower over there. So sitting to the far right corner so my hero can regenerate and also just pound on the gates. And over here I'm going to want to stay on the far left so my hero can regenerate. It's not going to matter now since he took some damage over there. So you see I haven't really called that many troops. I've only really been calling troops when my bar has been filling up. I mean, mainly just been going at this one with just the hero. Do need to run away now because those guys will kill the hero otherwise. So you can see I was finally able to get over here, but there's no time left. There's about 10 seconds. So very good base. I don't know if I would have done three mortars together in one wave. That seems like a little bit of an overkill. We did get fairly far into it, 45%. But you can see those barricades on the side. They definitely take a while to get through, and the reason they take a while to get through is because of all his troops. So we'll look at here again. So his fireball tower is right here, and I do like that placement. That burns off a lot of the troops over here, and then it took out a lot of my cannons. I might have been able to save my cannons if I called them after we took out that building, called them ASAP to make them run this way. That might have helped me better, but just with this type of curve right here, and his mortars and his pyromancers and his art blasters, they are going to destroy the cannons fairly easily. So mainly it's like a hero push of trying to get up here, break these things down as soon as possible, and you don't have that many backup troops. I didn't actually see a lot of the snake towers, so they must have been up here, which is kind of a waste because most people aren't going to get up there. So, like I said, it's a waste of the tower. You want every tower someone defeats, they get some of your money and they get a percentage. So you want to have strong towers in the beginning to hold off the initial waves of troops and your hero at full life. So that's something I might change. I might put the snake tower right here instead of that arrow tower. Move the arrow tower back here where one of his snake towers currently is. And surprisingly, because we went through all this side, so his snake tower must be like right here, and he might only have one actually, because there was a I believe a water tower over here, and then a gargoyle tower. But yeah, it's very interesting how the setup is. This is supposed to say how many, like, what has the most towers, and honestly, there wasn't that many of this tower anywhere, because I don't even remember seeing a snake tower at all. So these were like bomb towers over here. So unless the snake tower is like heavily weighed in the system, and he only has one like up here or up here, maybe two max. Yeah, I didn't see a whole bunch of them. So that's something very interesting. And this isn't always accurate as well, the troop formations. Like I said, I think things are weighed a little bit differently. But that's pretty much what you're going to have to do in a base like this, is you're going to have to push through with your hero. The hard aspect of it is if you can put like an arrow tower over here to pound on the hero, because if you saw and you remembered, I was able to sit on the corner right here with my hero and hit the far right hand side, and my hero was able to slowly regenerate because nothing was hitting it. And that's a big thing. You don't want to allow your opponent to regenerate. If he had like an arrow tower in this section, like if he moved the tower down or moved the tower from over here and put an arrow tower, like right here, that would be able to hit the hero in this side, and the hero would never be able to regenerate, so I would have to run back even further to hide and heal. So that's something that I would add. Otherwise, it's a very, very good defense. This big curve right here helps out a lot with the mortars and the arc blasters. I didn't really notice the arc blasters, but it says he does have a very small amount of them, so he may have like one or two. And like I said, the sword ring did kill those things probably in one hit. But yeah, I would probably take out the two mortars and like spread them out a little bit thinner. Put like one in that wave and then one in another wave, because you don't need to have that many mortars, because like I said, the mortar has the continuous splash effect on the ground, and so once it throws that spike, it'll throw the spike like right here, and then the spike will explode, and then for about 5 or 10 seconds, whatever the time duration is, that poison cloud will still be on the ground right there. So you don't need 3 mortars. It's kind of like an excessive use of the same troop. Um, Other than that, like I'd swap out the mortars for some more arc blasters or even a cannon or two. Because even though cannons are fairly weak, they have incredible range. So other than that, that's what I would do. I definitely give him probably a good 8 or 9 out of 10. I'm debating in my head, because I did get fairly far without using any scrolls or anything. So I'm thinking I could probably get to his gates with 2 scrolls. So I probably will give him an 8 out of 10, because like I said, there are several things that I would probably change. So the only issue with the cannon is the cannon's life will die to the sword rain. Um, the arc blaster will as well, but they have a little bit more life. But the cannon does have a 6 range, and you're not always able to sword rain everything. Yeah, so that's the only thing I would change up on his thing, is I would put a tower towards the right where the area that we regenerated. So I put an arrow tower here. I would move this arrow tower, put it over here, move the snake tower, put it down here, and leave everything else pretty much as is. And that would help out a lot, I think, because that arrow tower would make sure the hero can't regenerate on the side. The snake tower would slow down the group a lot more. I would put a couple more arc blasters or even a pyromancer in that wave with the mortars, and I would swap out one like paladin and some other little troops in another wave and have put one of the mortars there. So I would spread up the mortars, and then I would also move a couple of the towers around. Um, I might put another arrow tower over here or a firebolt tower as well, because if I remember correctly, this was all bomb towers. So my hero also didn't really take much damage over here. It was only the troops, and so he again was able to regenerate a little bit. And that's something you don't want to allow. You don't want the hero to regenerate. So that's going to do it for this episode. And like I said, it's an 8 out of 10.